Dear Executive Vice President Margrethe Vestager, I would like to focus on the interoperability for core messenger services. The Digital Markets and Services Act has two main goals, as you pointed out. First of all, to protect users online and to ensure fair competition by regulating big tech or digital gatekeepers. And when it comes to electronic communication, it is not comprehensible that you are continuing to accept those services like you are doing when it comes to core messenger services. From our perspective, we need interoperability of core messenger services so we can send messages from, for example, WhatsApp to Signal. In other debates, you and other representatives of the European Commission were arguing that interoperability of messenger services is solved through the electronic communication code. That's not true, obviously not, as we all can experience by using messenger services. In Denmark, for example, close to 7% of all citizens are using Facebook, and in Germany more than 70% are using WhatsApp. And this is what I would call market dominance. And by not implementing interoperability for messenger services, you are basically accepting Facebook's monopoly on message communication within the European Union. And from our green perspective, there are no good arguments to let this happen. And there we really want you to take this political fight. And my feeling is that maybe there are political arguments and not technical arguments why you have not to include interoperability for messenger services in your proposal. So I would like to ask you if I'm right and if you are open to change minds and fight alongside the Parliament for interoperability, or if you think that the DMA, for example, is not the right regulation. Would you come up with a proposal, for example, changing the electronic communication code? Mange tak.
If I look at the many years where I've been using text messaging, it remained absolutely the same. And then new messaging services started to come up. You have Messenger, you have WhatsApp, you have Signal, you have Telegram. And actually you have seen users migrate from one service to another. So the important thing here is that we have a dynamic space where new services can develop. I still hope that we have still more services that will develop with privacy by design as their main feature. And I think that people get more and more aware of what it means. What we suggest here is, of course, that platforms remain open to different services, that they ensure the interoperability for that actually to happen. I think an example of where things have stayed more or less the same is also when it comes to emails. Here, obviously, you can send an email from a number of different services to a number of different other services, but it hasn't developed much. And that, of course, is one thing. I'm perfectly willing to discuss it. I just think it's really important that we preserve an innovative approach. Rasmus Andersen says that it's not right that the electronic communication code will solve it. No, that was not my suggestion. My suggestion that a number of the questions of interoperability can be addressed within the provisions of the electronic communication code, not that everything is solved. And as said, also answering question Illes, I'm more than happy to discuss it, but I think it's really important that we preserve room for innovation, because we still need these services to improve.